Hi everyone, welcome in. Today I want to talk about and show you Kawakawa. These little guys here are an awesome New Zealand native plant with quite a distinctive heart-shaped leaf. So they generally grow in the understory, so the shade or the part sunshine. And this time of year in the late summer they're producing a really beautiful orange fruit. So today I'm going to head out, see if I can find some of these growing, some of them fruiting, get some of that fruit, and then I'll show you guys how to extract the seed, how to sow it, and then how to grow it. Here's a tree with a lot on it. As you can see though, pretty green. Maybe one ripening in there. But overall, very green, so we don't want these guys, they're no good to us. Having to work for my Kawakawa berries this year, guys, that's for sure. This time last year it was already ripe, I think seedlings already germinated, but this year with so much rubbish weather, I think it's really taken its time. Good specimen behind me though, let's have a look. Still plenty of greenies on here, but I think there's going to be enough ripe ones on here to get me enough for what we need anyway. Hiding in there, I guess the birds haven't got to them yet, which is good, really good for us. Not heaps, but I think we'll have enough. Let's have a go. It's my container. Green. Couple in there, oranges. Yeah, these guys are real nice and soft. That's perfect. Very ripe. Bit twisted, nice and ripe. Here's an awesome example of one just getting ripe. Orange on the end there, fading to green. That's probably still going to have some good seed for us though. Nice and ripe on the end, so we'll take that one. That's my tally for today. Doesn't look like heaps, but every dimple on these fruits is going to have a seed on the inside basically, so we are going to end up with quite a lot of seed. It's going to be about perfect, I think, for what we need to do. Come inside to the kitchen. I found this process isn't too messy, so easiest spot to do it, good old kitchen sink. So next step, we need to extract our seed from within the fruit. So every one of these fruits has got a heap of small black round seeds in them, so we need to get those out. So what I like to do, just drop them all into this water bottle or any kind of waterproof container really. So they're quite mushy, nice and ripe. You can kind of see the seeds in there. So I'm just popping them all in the bottle. So they're kind of mushing in my hand, some of them, they're ripe. So I want to get all of those in there. Just in my bottle. Bit of water next. Very half full. Lid on, and we're going to give that a really good shake. Just want to break up that fruit now and start getting the seeds separated. Can't see much in there at the moment, just frothy, but next I've got my good old sieve. I'm going to pour these through, sieve out all the material and let that orange water drain away, don't need that. Just pour the rest out. Not all the fruit's broken up, but that's okay, we're going to give it a bit more of a going over. Make sure you get all the seed out of there. So you can see quite a bit. Down the bottom of the siev's already come out, that's all our seed. Got some stems and stuff, we can ditch those. I'm just going to pop it in this bowl now. We need to mash up now those fruits that are still whole. We need to start mashing those up so we can free up the seed that's trapped in there. Easy way, wooden spoon. So I'm just giving these a bit of a squishing, a bit of a mashing, nothing too strenuous. So fruits are getting nice and mashed up now, and the seeds are starting to really separate out. So we can start getting rid of some of the water, and that'll float off some of the lighter fruit material and leave the seeds in the bottom. You can see bits of fruit coming out, water. It's good, not really any seeds. There's a lot of seed in that now. What are those black seeds? Getting pretty close, you can clearly see that all those seeds in the bottom there. Okay, so I've really got rid of all that pulp and fruit now. You can just see it's all the seeds in the bottom, the odd tiny bit of orange fruit, but we'll get rid of them in a sec. So yeah, there's quite a good volume of seed there. I would hate to count them, but there's probably a couple of hundred. So we'll just sieve those out now. There's our seed in the sieve. We've got another bowl here. So throw that in there. Now what I like to do, just spread these out. Because they're quite sticky, they're hard to work with when they're like this. So I'm going to spread them out just with my finger, and I'm going to pop them somewhere nice and dry, the pantry in this case, and I'm just going to leave them overnight, and they're going to dry off, and then they're going to be super easy to work with tomorrow. We're going to be able to spread those in our tray, and they're not going to be stuck together, so it's going to be perfect. Okay, so it's the next day now. I'm getting ready to sow my seed. So I've come out to my planting bench, got my seed in here, seed tray, a bit of perspex which will go up over the top on the end, seed raising mix, potting mix. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at our seed from yesterday here, guys. So you can see it's really just all dried out in the bowl here now nicely overnight in the pantry. So we're going to be able to use that really easily. Sprinkles, it kind of looks like poppy seeds almost. Right, so we need to get our seed tray prepped now. First off, just going to be our potting mix. This is just your standard potting mix from the garden centre. And I want to fill this seed tray up probably about 2/3. So this is kind of like the base underneath, if you will. That's probably near enough. And on top of this we want to put our seed raising mix, which again is a type of potting mix, but it's a lot finer. So our seeds will sit in there much better. They can get a bit lost in the coarser potting mix. So this is nice and fine. It'll give a perfect base for our seed to really grow well in. So I want to fill this seed tray up to nearly the top. I reckon that's probably good enough. Now I'm just going to give it a bit of a firm down, so there's a nice stable bed for our seed to go to be sown into. Right, that's ready. Now we just need to pop our seed in. So I'm going to sprinkle it as evenly as I can across the whole tray. Hence why having the nice dry seed makes this part so much easier. We're not hopefully going to end up with big blobs of seed in one spot. Hopefully going to have a nice even covering. I'm going to sow all my seed in here, just sprinkling it like this, trying to get an even coverage. Okay, there we go, seeds in. Now I just need a really fine covering of the seed raising mix. Doesn't have to be deep at all, just so they're covered basically. I reckon that's probably just about good enough as we are there. Okay, so seeds in, it's covered. Bit of water now, just a light spray if we can. Don't want to really wash that seed away or wash it into clumps. So now this is really nice and wet all the way through the mixture here. In order to stop it drying out, I'm just going to throw this piece of Perspex on the top. That just makes our life easy. We don't have to worry so much about watering it every day or twice a day and making sure it's not getting too dry. This just helps retain the moisture in there. I can give it a bit of a water every couple of days. We'll just check to see if it's nice and moist in there. So the final thing really now, guys, is just pop this in place. So I'm just going to leave this under my potting bench in here. It's a cool spot, it's shady, but it's sheltered, it's out of the wind. And at the moment our temps are getting mid-20s Celsius, so this is a pretty good temp for germination. So I'm going to leave it in there just with this lid on, just sitting on top, and I reckon probably within 10 days we'll come back. We'll see some baby Kawakawas coming up. Hey guys, so it's actually been a bit longer than 10 days this time around. We've had some awful weather, cyclones, storms, floods. So I ended up moving my Kawakawa tray into my shed here, which I'll show you, because outside was pretty nasty. And so here we've got the result. Tiny Kawakawas. So really good germination. You can see there's a heck of a lot of seedlings in this tray. They're loving it in the shed, it's nice and warm, so keep letting them grow. There's still more coming up, as well as some of these guys in the middle which are already sort of probably 20 mil high. And yeah, so we're 6 weeks after germination date. They probably started coming up about 10 days ago, so yeah, I guess 4 to 5 weeks germination you can expect. A bit slower than last year, but I do think the terrible weather we're having has had an impact.